ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our GIG show, Sell Me the Stock of BST Research Today. Before we start, let me give you a heads up. In a couple of weeks, we are planning to release a report dedicated specifically to Russian biotech healthcare publicly traded stocks, which, by the way, will be released not only on our channel, but also on Refinitiv. Today, we would like to make a kind of preview of what it is going to be about and are going to discuss the Russian healthcare biotech stocks. So, recently, we have seen an increase in interest in investing in the healthcare industry. Today, we are going to look at the most interesting aspects of the industry in Russia. Do you agree that healthcare is a great example of an industry group? Many companies provide basic services for which demand is relatively inelastic even during a recession. A person with a broken leg still needs to go to the hospital. In addition, the entire sector in Russia is strictly regulated and government involvement is high. How can you comment on the key factors that apply towards healthcare industry in Russia in general? What factors will be the growth drivers for companies in this sector in Russia?
Well, first, I would say it is demographics. As the population ages, it tends to consume more medical services. In addition, as post-COVIDs have impacted the health of the current generation and possibly the reproductive system, consumption tends to increase. These two trends should drive healthcare demand in both developed markets, aging population, and in emerging markets, growing middle class. And next one is government policy. The government is actively involved in healthcare. Russia has approved national healthcare projects aimed to increase longevity and the quality of life. Expenditures on healthcare in Russia increased by 78% from 2017 to 2021. Then, product lines and innovations. Innovations are actively developed and stimulated in the Russian Federation. Development institutions such as Skolkovo and others play a big role. Private sector also finances innovations. And finally, economic environment. Healthcare is a defensive sector in general and in Russia as well. Healthcare companies tend to withstand the economic crisis better.
Yeah, very interesting. What public companies can you name that account for most of the stock trading in the sector? Are there any companies in the Russian Federation in the field of medical information technology, medical insurance, REITs? Who are the winning companies in the industry? What are the strengths of the companies in the sector that you mentioned?
Well, all such companies do exist in Russia, obviously. There may even be some kind of REITs, landlords of healthcare facilities. However, publicly traded segment of the industry is not as large as, say, in the United States or China, both in terms of market capitalization and in terms of the number of listed companies. There are two purely healthcare services stocks like EMC and MD Medical Group. There are also two biotech pharma healthcare services stocks like Human Stem Cells Institute and IMCP Gamma Bank. There's also PharmSynthesis, which is into pharma and biotech. And there is Diod, which is not really about healthcare, but is more a kind of para-pharmaceutical company producing biologically active additives.
So the choice is not that great. Is there any chance that there will be more public biotech healthcare stocks going forward?
Yes, in a recent interview, head of Moscow Stock Exchange said that about 40 Russian companies are currently in talks with the exchange regarding a possible IPO. Among them are at least 5 healthcare companies. Binopharm, one of the portfolio companies of AFK Sistema, manufacturer of vaccines, Sputnik V and other drugs. In vitro, Russia's largest operator of medical diagnostics lab, MedC, another healthcare sector company operating a chain of medical centers and clinics. And there is also MedScan, a chain of medical centers, and probably R-Farm, a large Russian pharma company, which recently published a report for institutional investors, which means the company is preparing for an IPO.
Let's talk more about the existing public companies. Which of them might be interesting for an investor in terms of stock growth potential and dividends?
Yes. Well, EMC and MD Medical Group, they operate medical centers with MD more focused on maternity hospitals and services, and EMC on cancer patients and other premium services. They have recently released their fourth quarter results, sales and operating results, and both demonstrate strong dynamics. They also pay dividends around 10% per annum. There is also IMCB Gamma Bank, which is an excellent dividend-paying stock with yields about 10% per annum. But for a growth-oriented investor, I would name Human Stem Cell Institute, HSCI, which is the only public biotech company with a strong pipeline of vaccines and gene therapy drugs, which creates an excellent upside opportunity for an investor. But it also has businesses that generate free cash flow, which provides a kind of safety cushion to investors.
How are they valued by the market compared to developed and other emerging market peers?
Well, EMC and MD Medical Group are more or less fairly valued, although some upside still remains there, given that the market in Russia is fragmented and there is ample opportunity for consolidation in this sector. Human Stem Cell Institute is more difficult to value given complexity of its business and diversified pipeline of development projects. But gene therapy is a very promising area now with strong growth opportunities, and vaccines against COVID are top headlines with huge markets both in Russia and abroad. Genetic testing services market is also underpenetrated in Russia compared to Western markets. So based on their businesses and pipeline of development projects, this stock might present a great opportunity for a long-term investor.
Okay, and what are the risks of investing in these stocks?
Well, biotech is a risky business where it takes quite a long time to take a drug or technology from idea to market. So investors should be prepared for an increased volatility investing in these stocks. But upsides are also strong. Medical centers and hospitals are less risky, but upsides are smaller too.
Oh, okay, thank you. This concludes our brief discussion for now. Please watch for the release of our report on the Russian healthcare Biotech stocks on this channel and Refinitiv. And if you like our video, please share it and recommend it to our colleagues and give us likes. It will inspire our team for the future work. Thank you.
Thank you.